Hey guys, I'm Ed and this is my thought for the day. And it's on a similar topic to what Lucy was saying yesterday in the talk about injustices and how we as a church can fight them. And so I've been reading this book called Willing to Walk on Water by Caroline Barnett. And if you're one of the youth, then you will know that I like this book and I will have quoted it to you before. And I promise I'm not trying to sell it, but yeah. And yes, there's one bit that struck me in particular that I'll read out, but just to give some context, Caroline Barnett has started several charities and been involved in many charities. And in this particular moment, she's attended a conference for one of those charities, and they're watching a documentary about a civil war happening in Uganda, where they're using child soldiers. I cried through the hour-long documentary. It wasn't because I hadn't seen extreme brokenness in my work at the Dream Centre, but now for the first time, I sensed the evil that permeated not just the dark corners of one African country, but the global community as a whole. The world is beyond wicked, I thought. I felt heartbroken and defeated. It seemed the devil was winning the war on souls, and I didn't feel like God was doing anything about it. That night I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned, haunted by the images I had seen on screen. The 10-year-old boys tearfully talking about the murder of their parents, their eyes full of pain, remembering. The hundreds of children hiding from rebels in dark, damp basements, so closely packed together they could barely breathe. The lifeless eyes of the kids who had given up, who were tired of running. I'll be honest, I was mad at God. Why are you letting this happen? I cried out. Why aren't you doing something? Why don't you care? In the depths of my spirit, I heard his gentle reply. His words weren't shaming or condemning. They overflowed with love. Caroline, I sent my son Jesus to pay for the sin of what you just saw, so that there would be hope for redemption. I sent my son Jesus to pay for the healing that will need to take place. In my word, I have promised to provide and to protect. I have done and given you everything you need to change it. So Caroline, why are you allowing this to happen? So often we think to ourselves, not just people outside the church, but people in the church as well, it's easy to think, why is God allowing so many of the horrors in the world that are taking place? Why is he allowing them to happen? And I think we got our answer right there. It's so often it's not something that can just be solved by a click of the fingers by God. It's something that needs us to be active. He gives us the tools, but with those tools we need to work. So next time you see an injustice, instead of thinking, why is God allowing that to happen? Think, why am I allowing that to happen? Why are we allowing that to happen? And what can we do to stop that?